Welcome back to day 2. I decided today to walk to the Hawk and Owl Conservatory Trust Nature Reserve, which is probably around about half, I think, to 3/4 of the distance that I walked yesterday. The weather is not looking as favourable as yesterday. We've already had a little bit of rain this morning, small spitting bits of rain, and I'm predicting more rain later. Right, so because of the rain, I'm going to be donning the only set of waterproofs I own, which happens to be my camo gear as well. Well, I'm probably going to be the only person, I would guess, on that nature reserve dressed like this. I've not been there before, so it is a recce. So I'm just going to go there, have a look around, and see what I can find. Right, I made it. And if you're wondering what that noise is behind me, there's a farmer trying to round up some cows. I've just seen this sign, which is a real shame that this happens, but I thought I'd talk about it actually, because where I live, around the Ridgeway and the Ridgeway car parks, this happens quite a lot. You get a car park such as the one I'm about to walk into now, which is pretty quiet, pretty secluded. It might have 1 or 2 cars in, no one around, and they get broken into. So I don't think it's opportunist thieves. I think it's thieves that kind of make a career out of it. You know, they will tour all the car parks, look for something or a car that might have something of value on show, smash a window, and then they've got, you know, they're gone in seconds, along with whatever they've nicked out of your car. So just be mindful of that. And there's also a very good way of identifying potential car parks that are getting hit quite a lot, at least I've discovered. Look for signs of smashed glass on the ground. I will have a quick look around this car park, see if I can see any, and I'll show you what I mean. Well, the good news is, at least in this car park, that I couldn't actually see any smashed glass on the ground, but I'll try and describe what I'm looking for. Let me try and show you. So just by way of example, it's 2 weeks later. I'm in a different car park in a completely different location, and hopefully you can see all this, all these tiny bits of smashed glass all over the ground here, and that's what you're looking for. This has obviously been here a while, but that's what you're looking for. And if it's been there a while, it can obviously, of course, be harder to spot. All right, here's the map. What have we got? So, Barbara Handy hide, set hide. Fine. Let's try 1 or 2 of those then. So let's try the set hide first, walk over to the Barbara Handley hide, and then do a loop around. So we're here, we'll do around here, up to this hide, in fact probably right the way around, and then probably back towards the car park. I probably won't have time today to explore all of them, I don't know, but we'll see. Okay, so this is the hide already. It's a bit smaller than I imagined it might be, but we'll go inside and we'll have a look. Right, well, as you might be able to make out, the weather has turned for the worst. We now have rain outside, so I'm going to stick around in here for a bit, because the vlogging gear, the lenses I use, unfortunately they're not weather sealed, they're entry level DSLR ones adapted, so I have to be careful with them. So I'll wait for the rain to die off, then go for a walk afterwards. Well, I've made it to the Barbara Handy hide. I didn't film the entrance because it was pouring down with rain. I had to put a rain cover on the camera bag, didn't want to get my stuff wet. This hide is the most incredible hide I've ever been to. It is massive and it overlooks so many different environments. I'll take you for a tour in just a moment, but meanwhile, the feeders in front of me here. Bear with me while I adjust that exposure. Just there, we've had a great spotted woodpecker come in a few times. I'll try and get some footage for you. and he or she is flying to and from the other set of feeders to my left. Now, I don't normally take birds on feeders because I don't really like the backgrounds, etc. But I probably will get a couple of shots here because I don't come across great spotted woodpeckers too often. Whilst we wait for the woodpecker, let's have a look at the inside of this hide. Right, well, I've really thrown the ISO up high. I don't want to open up all the windows to let light in just so that I can film and cause a disturbance, but there's a huge corridor down there and you can see all these panels that open up. And then to my right hand side here, that's probably a little bit overexposed now. There we go, you can see another set of panels. And if I walk to where the main entrance is, bump up the ISO again, really high, all the way along here. More panels, that's the front door. Lots of information on all the walls around the different species that you can see from here. It's fantastic. Right, well, I expect you can probably see that the rain is really coming in now, quite hard, and the wind's really picked up, so the wildlife's kind of hunkered down. It's 2 o'clock. I'm pretty hungry, but I do need somewhere sheltered and outdoors in order to cook my lunch. I also don't want to kind of waste the day sat in here when not much is probably going to happen due to the weather, so I'd be better off just braving the wind and rain, I think. Hiking back to the campsite where I can make a plan as to what to do next, I think, because these are the 2 hides at the Hawk and Owl Trust's Chatwick Moor Nature Reserve that I've both visited now. So those were sort of ticked off my list. Yeah, I think I'm going to pack up, brave it, and hike back. Okay, so I just made it to Westhey Moor National Nature Reserve. So as you can probably tell from the lack of ambient noise in the background, unfortunately I forgot to switch on my microphones whilst filming a good section of this video, which is a bit of a pain. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I can't go back and redo it, so you're going to have to put up with me doing a voiceover now. So I arrived at Westhey Moor Nature Reserve. It was really primarily for a recce mission rather than to take photographs. So looking at this map, I decided to try and explore as many hides as I could that evening. So the first hide that I'm going to explore is the one around about 1 o'clock from the car park position on this map, and slightly to the left hand side of the path. So we'll walk over to that hide now, and I'll show you what it's like inside and also give you a quick view of what you can expect to see outside the hide as well. So the first thing to say about this hide is what a beautiful, amazingly decorated hide it is. Somerset Wildlife Trust really do seem to have a talent for producing fantastic, free to the public viewing hides, very well constructed, very well decorated, with very good viewing points and plenty of information. Really nice and comfortable. Certainly somewhere where you'd be quite happy to hang around in for a while. There's quite a space there. You're not going to be feeling like you're clambering over other people. So, you know, well done, Somerset Wildlife Trust, on their hides, and not just this one, but all of them, in fact. And this is the view from the outside of the hide. Unfortunately, as you can see, the rain was starting to come down. The rain was intermittent all day, which really did unfortunately affect my ability to do photography, because a lot of my equipment, and vlogging as well, a lot of my equipment isn't weather sealed. whilst I do have covers, especially when I'm walking around, it's just not practical to keep packing away your camera every 5 minutes, really. So as far as discovering the area was concerned, it meant that I was doing more of a recce than necessarily photography. So from the car park, again in a 1 o'clock direction on the main path, but this time to the right hand side, are a collection. I'm going to call them a collection of hides because it's really 2 hides really. One main one at the end, but one intermediate one, labelled Island Hide, and again, what a fantastic hide to look around in. I don't know if you can see, but from the right hand side of this path, as I'm just panning across right now, this looks like an absolutely fantastic place for kingfishers to hang out and fish from. There's plenty and plenty of perches for them to hang around and fish from, and there's plenty of fish as well moving around in the water as well during that evening that I was walking there. So we're about to approach the first intermediate hide, as I'm going to call it. So here we are inside the intermediate hide. Generally good viewing angles all around, more suited to just eyeballing with your own eyes for viewing rather than photography. As you can see, there are reeds in the way. And now the final hide, it had people in it, so I didn't want to spend too long in there with a camera. But again, nice, good all-round viewing angles. I very much like the style of the hide in terms of how it looks cosmetically, but also that it provides you a good all-round view around the lake. Not really a place to be sat down, it's a standing hide only, I think, but still a nice hide altogether, provided your legs can take the standing for a while. And as you can see, I decided to carry on walking up the same path that splits the first hide you saw and Island Hide to the right hand side, just in a completely straight line, right from one end to the reserve. And I will then stop talking now and splice back into some video where, you know what, I did actually remember to switch on the microphone. I don't know if this is going to come out on camera, but right in front of me, the top of that tree just there, is a gigantic bird's nest. I have got no idea what could make a nest that size. I've never even seen a nest that size. If you've got any ideas, then let me know. We're not in eagle territory or anything like that, as far as I'm aware. Not in Somerset, anyway. Yeah, any ideas? Let me know. Oh, an abandoned house. Well, that looks like a really good place for a barn owl to hang out in. Okay, so there's a tree with more gigantic nests, and the closer I get, I'm beginning to think that maybe they're not nests after all. Let's see if we can get underneath them and have a closer look. Okay, so they are not nests. They are like, I guess, mini trees growing on a tree, is how I'd describe it. I don't really know my trees, so I don't know what type of tree this is. Maybe you can identify it. I can see yet another even bigger one right in the distance. Right, this is Tower Hide. We'll go in and take a look. So here's the view from Tower Hide. I can see hiding distance over there, I think with someone in it just there. I wouldn't be surprised because he'd have the sun to his back. So he's probably trying to take some pictures. Probably a photographer. Alright, well, we'll move on to the next one. The next one is, let's get that exposure up a bit more. Just there. And then I think I'm going to have to call it a day. There's 2 more that I haven't been to yet, but Maybe tomorrow, maybe. Right, well, I've just popped the bag down for a second. You can hear a bit out there. Nice light. And a nice hide. More geared up, I'd say, probably for watching than photography. Especially with these reeds just in the way here, but certainly not a bad place to spend an afternoon. Welcome back to day 3. Today I'm gonna walk to West Hay Nature Reserve, West Hay Moor Nature Reserve, where I was yesterday. I thought, you know what, I'm going to check out the other 2 hides and the rest of the reserve while I'm here. It's my final day. Otherwise, I'll just be annoyed with myself that I didn't. It is quite a walk though. So what I've done, oops, car coming, I just need to stop for a moment. I'm back again. So it is quite a walk today. I've left the 200 to 800 back at camp. I've just got the 100 to 500 with me with the teleconverter. Yesterday I hiked about 8.5 miles with both of those lenses in the backpack, along with all the vlogging gear, 2 camera bodies, binoculars, food, cooking gear, spare clothes, waterproofs, and on top of that, I don't know how much water, but probably around about 1.5 litres to 2 litres of water for cooking, drinking, etc. And that was quite a weight, to be honest with you. This isn't really a bag that you want to go hiking with, in my opinion. It's a good bag, mine, but not really suited to hiking. So today, just a little bit lighter, really. Same stuff as I had yesterday, but this time I've got only the 100 to 500mm lens. Right, well, today's video is one of those where I find myself in conflict, really, because I know that you'd like to see nice video and nice pictures of wildlife that I take, probably along with the equipment that I've used, the settings I've used, and where I've taken the images. But unfortunately, I can't always do that. So I spend quite a lot of my time like this, not necessarily hiking around with a backpack for miles on end, but searching for my own wildlife. And I find it more rewarding when I find the wildlife myself. It just means that the pictures mean more to me, and I appreciate them more because I put the extra effort in to get them, as opposed to just turning up somewhere at a location that someone's told me where they exist. That's not really my bag, really. So anyway, what I've done is I've decided to do what I want to do, which isn't necessarily what you want to do. So I decided to actually just make this day another day of exploration. I can always come back next week or another weekend or some point in the future, but while I'm here, while I've got a base camp and I've got the time, I think I'd be a fool not to just try and take in as much of the area as I can and just get an understanding of the lay of the land and what's about there. So that's what I'm going to do. Right, so approaching the first hide finally. It's taken me about 1.5 hours to walk this far. Let's go in. Oh, it's over there. Right, well, it's like a tower hide. There's some people in already, I can hear them. So I'll stop talking as I approach. Oh, that's another nice hide. I didn't film in there because there are other people in there, so I didn't want to be disrespectful or ruin anyone's day and the piece that was in there. Double-decker hide, quite spacious, good viewing angles. Again, Somerset Wildlife Trust, really smashing it with your hides. They are the best wildlife trust hides I've come across. Good job. Oh, right, I didn't really see much in that hide there. Great-crested grebe, or grebe. I always get my names muddled up. Some ducks, Canada geese were around, grey-legged goose, a marsh harrier in the distance, and yeah, that was about it really. So I'm going to move on to the next hide, or the final hide that I want to check out, and then I'm going to make a decision as to where I'm going to go, what I'm going to do. Okay, 30-acre hide. Right, well, there it is. It appears to be more of a viewing screen, really, than a proper hide. Well, enclosed hide, but that's all right. Oh, what a nice song from that blackbird. Can't see it, but it's very close. Right, well, according to Merlin, the Merlin app, that is a Ketty's warbler, a species that I'm not that familiar with, I've got to say. And there was me thinking it sounded like a blackbird. Now, the Merlin app isn't always right, mostly, but not always. So if you do think it's something different, do let me know. Okay, so it's a stand-up hide. That side's out of use. It's fine. That's a lap window ahead. We can go in this side. Well, I'm back at the lake hide where I was yesterday. All quiet really. Grey white egret flew past, some coots out of the water, a couple of ducks. That's about it. Given that I've checked out all the reserves that I was planning to this weekend, I'm gonna hike back in a moment to the campsite where I need to put my tent away, check out the campsite, and then I'm going to give the Hawk and Owl Trust Reserve another go, because yesterday, although it was nice to see the great spotted woodpecker, the weather was pretty bad. You know, there was wind, there was rain, grey quies. The wildlife tends to hunker down, I find, when that weather's like that. So today, with it being a lot more pleasant and brighter, there's a chance that there might be more activity, and crucially, I actually want to be at that reserve in the evening. So if I can get checked out and packed up from the campsite mid-afternoon, then I can stay until sunset when it gets dark and see what happens there. So that's what I'm going to do. Not really looking forward to the walk back. It's going to be an hour, well, more than an hour and a half from where I am now. I've got to walk off the reserve first before I even start that journey. So probably an hour and 40 minutes, I guess. Oh well, got to do it. I haven't got a car with me. It's only when I'm getting home as well, so I just have to grin and bear it. Right, I've just realised that I haven't actually given you a tour of this tent that I promised, so just before I take it down, I'll do so. I'm not a tent reviewer. I am what I'd class myself as an experienced camper. I've been camping since I was a small boy. I was in the Cubs, I was in the Scouts, we went on camps. I then also worked for a while in an independent outdoor camping and outdoor centre, funny enough in the tent sales department as well. And then as an adult, I've been camping quite a few times as well. And I used to race cars around the UK, and I don't have a motorhome, so I used to go and take a tent in the paddock every couple of weeks in the summer during the racing season. So yeah, this is the tent. It's a Vanguard Banshee 300 Pro. I've had it 4 or 5 years now. It's not that much use, but I will just explain a few of the key features. So this tent is a 2-skin tent, and you pack it away with the inner tent already attached. So next time you take it out, you just put it out, and you haven't got to worry about your inner tent getting wet, because you put it up all in one, which is absolutely great. 2 poles, front and I'm going to call it the head and the foot, both aluminium, both lightweight, which is great. Some reflective guy ropes, which is quite cool under torchlight when you're trying not to trip over them in the dark. various different vents around the back of the tent. A bit of a vent there, which you can leave a gap if you want to air something. Each side has a vent here, and there's a vent inside as well, which I will explain and show you about. So if I unzip the tent now, this side here has what you'd call, excuse my old wet socks from yesterday, the vestibule area. Not very big, probably just about enough to put a bag or a backpack. The other side, pretty similar. Door as well here. Whoops, there we go. Door for this side. Very, very small gap when this door is shut. Not enough for a bag, but I do manage to store a pair of boots on that side there, just a bit of extra storage space. Right, so moving into the tent, it's not normally this tiny. This is the internal vent I was telling you about here. So a mesh fly sheet, which you can do up, but crucially also you can unzip this and have a little bit of storage space at the front there. I think this is supposed to be the front of the tent, where you'd have your head. I choose not to, because this particular part sags down a bit more, and I don't like my head being so close to the inner tent. So what I do is I have my head down the other end there, where you can see there's also a vent. And this tent is extremely good for condensation, I would say. Actually, I'm surprised at how good it is. Both sides there have reasonably generous pockets there, and on both sides, as you can see. But there are some more pockets here on both sides. Up here, there's one, and the other side, just there. And I don't know if you can see this on camera, there are some straps here which go through this inner tent here, which you can tighten, and they are basically for, there we are, if I show you just there, they are for storms, and I'll explain how they work. Right, so how those straps inside work, I'll try and give you a demonstration. If you can imagine, there's quite a lot of wind on the tent, pressing down on the outside of the tent like that. As the wind presses down on the tent, these straps counteract the direction of the wind and keep the inner tent structurally in the same shape. Your outer tent can bow, but it's not going to affect your comfort or your sleep inside the tent. So quite a good system there. This particular tent, it's not that expensive. It's very much towards the entry-level side of tents. I got it from Go Outdoors. I think 5 years ago I paid £100, £105 I think for it. It's classed as a two-man tent. As you've just seen inside there, not a lot of room. You'd certainly have to be very, very good friends to sleep two of you in there. I'm going to suggest that it's a one-man tent with a bit of space for other things like your bags or some extra gear and stuff there. And finally, the great thing about this is it comes with a nice oversized bag, which you'll see, where you don't have to fold this tent up like you would do a normal tent. There's no struggle to get it inside the bag. It's a stuff sack. So basically, take the poles out, take the pegs out, and then just ram the tent in the bag, stuff sack, and then it's got some compression straps on that tent bag as well, so you can just take it down really, really quickly. And so it's really, really good for just leaving in a hurry if you need to leave the next morning, for example. Right, so there we have it, all packed away. Obviously, I packed away wet, so I'm going to need to get it out and dry it before it goes into long-term storage. But yeah, very, very easy. It's great having an oversized bag that you can just stuff it in like a stuff sack. It makes it so much easier. Something I should have said is I didn't actually end up at the Hawk and Owl Trust's hides or reserve. The rain was coming down intermittently at the time. I packed up the tent, as you could see, had the car with me, so I thought, you know what, I will drive to another nature reserve in the Avalon Marshes that I've been to before, called Catcot, which is where I am now, and where you were seeing a little bit of footage from just now. So yeah, I've been here for probably about two hours or so. It's been pretty quiet, really. Right, well, as you've just seen from the video I've just shot, and also you can probably hear it on the roof here, that rain is coming down quite hard, and unfortunately that has now been the nail in the coffin as far as the rest of today goes for photography. It's going on for 7 p.m. I've got to drive back home. Obviously I've got a working week ahead of me that I've got to prepare for, and it's going to take me a couple of hours subject to traffic to get home anyway. Just before I do go though, I just wanted to say, if you are thinking of doing what I do in terms of chucking a tent in the car and just going camping and doing some photography at the same time, I'm going to put a link to a channel which you might find useful in the description. It's run by a chap called Paul Messner. Now I don't know him, we've never spoken, but he comes across as a very decent, genuine, honest guy, and he's a great place to go to for more research in terms of types of tents, clothing, equipment, gear, and that kind of thing. So obviously check his channel out, and I'm sure he'll send you in the right direction in terms of what to buy and what you need. He's far more qualified than I am in terms of the latest gear and stuff like that. Meanwhile, if I can just say, as far as my content goes, if you've enjoyed watching, learned anything or found it entertaining, then please do give this video a like, and also please consider subscribing so you can be notified for more content coming up. So that's it from me. Take care everyone, and I will see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.